Hello Hattrickers, welcome to episode 88 of Let's Play Hattrick in San Marino with Intercalveheo. We are on the match page of the match between Latvia and San Marino because we did have Zanotti in action for San Marino for the whole match and actually started out in the attack, sort of a weird instruction, and I haven't been able to figure out why he started in attack. He was subbed to the defense after the first minute, swapping with Bolini here, but a full match for Zanotti in this one where they actually lost 3-1. But the main thing for San Marino to take away from this is the fact that they have qualified for the next round of the World Cup. As you can see here, the result of Group O in round 2 is San Marino going through with 4 wins, 12 points, just 2 points ahead of South Africa in second. Let's take a look at this draw for the next round because it's very interesting. In fact, San Marino has been drawn against Denmark, and wouldn't it be a fitting way to end the career of Zanotti by playing against Denmark in his final match? Now, it isn't a given that he'll be in the squad for this round because he can only play these 3 matches, but I would absolutely love to see him playing his last match against Denmark in round 3. If you just look at Zanotti, he is almost excellent experience at this point. You can see this with the Fox Trick add-on, that he'll be able to play round 3, match 3. That's the match against Denmark. So I am crossing my fingers that he'll be in good form and ready to perform and play in the final match against Denmark. That would be so very cool. Now, he won't be able to face Rico Åstrup because he is now too old to play in the coming round. But I do have another player in the Danish under-21s. It's my future PNF. So hopefully they'll get to play each other in the coming weeks. Now, we also have to take a look at this week's Scouts calls. So let's see what the Scouts have for us this week. Let's call up. Just one 15-year-old, a technical, that's not really what you want, but an overall of 5. Berardi, we'll have to take him. Yeah, he's kind of old, and I'm not convinced we have a future star here. I'll be honest about that. Almost 16 years old on the pull. In the senior training department, the little passing stint is going quite well. We have Yusuf Kosa and Kotatko popping to excellent and passable passing this week. Now, it's been a while since we looked at the sheet, so let's go over the sheet and a little change I've made to it actually. Now, as you can see, Zanotti is approaching the age of 22, Belgicano and Igor Becker both above that. The thing I've added is the XP column here. We're definitely starting to see more well-rounded players. So if I have to compare perhaps to the cycle in Denmark, this is more of an all-round build. Yeah, it feels nice to see players contributing more to different sectors and to different ratings, and hopefully it'll pay off in the coming season or so once we get back to playmaking and getting a higher playmaking base of all the players, because you do know that midfield is still kind of king in our favorite game, Hattrick. Let's move on to look at the club's financial situation almost 5 seasons into the cycle. 10 weeks into the season, we have a balance of roughly 135 million Danish kroner, which is equal to 13.5 million euros. I am using figures from last season to predict the figures of the home matches and the friendly matches. Quite a high adjustment on the wage budget here, but it does look like we will come out with a profit this season of roughly 23 million, and this is excluding transfers. This is the actual result with transfers, 41 million Danish kroner, which is 4 million euros, which is quite good for a Division 4 team. Let's also take a look at the assets in the club, because it's not only about the financial situation, it's also about the value of our current asset. While we cannot do much about the core players and the half-baked players, I did include them to get an overall idea of how healthy financially the cycle is at this point. But we do have 13 million noted right now. I'm a bit conservative with these figures because it's based on transfer compares. But of the profit players right now, we have Kotatko at 3 million roughly. Plitvoski, the goalkeeper, he's also roughly 3 million euros. And then we have a few ones that could actually gain a bit more value from the last few weeks of passing training. That's Kuder, Turlov, Deville, and Yusuf Kosa. The funds and the profit players in the squad amount to roughly 20 million euros right now. And this is an important figure because that's basically what we have to spend on the roundup players as well as the PNF. So this is the figure we have to increase as much as possible while we continue this cycle. As I said, in order to have an idea of what the squad is actually worth totally, we included Zanotti, and he is 3.5 million euros in his compare right now. It's not at all relevant to us because we can't realize any profit from this sale because that would undermine everything. The same goes for Camallini at 2 million as well as Francioni at 3 million euros. The deal with the wingers are it's such a high peak in value once you get to that mythical magical peak level as a half-baked trainee, and from that point the demand for those players actually fall down for quite a while until they are fully or closer to fully trained at the age around 28. Basically that's why you see the value of these guys falling. The evaluation of Igor Becker's value is actually even lower because there was very few transfer compares to take note of. We are in week 78 of the cycle, and realizing that, I'm just all of a sudden thinking, where did the time go? We are so far into the cycle all of a sudden, I feel, and almost done with the under 21s chapter for Zanotti, that is. In the weekly friendly against the team in Denmark, we were lucky enough to get away without any injuries, despite the fact that we didn't play pressing for the first time in a very long time. We didn't really need extra training because we couldn't really utilize any extra training this week. So we did end up with extra time still. Well, as long as I don't get any injuries, I don't mind. But cup rules still applied in order to get every little extra spectator income from such a match. After 2 losses in a row, we really needed a win against BKS Union Belize in the league. And boy, did we get one. 6 different goal scorers. Couder, Trastulli, Deville, Francioni, Igor Becker and Belgigano all scored on this occasion. Unfortunately, fan mood was quite low and we only earned 2.7 million kroner from this one, so that's pretty bad. But winning 6-0 and no accidents at all, that's pretty good. If we look at the replay here, you'll actually see 99-1-0 replays, 5.3 expected goals. So we are doing better than expected in that regard. That's very nice to see. In the league, that means we are now third, 2 points ahead of Ladendicht and trailing by 3 points after Mickey B. We probably have to be quite lucky if we are to overtake Mickey B from this position. If we look at the fixtures, we can tell that Mickey B will be playing BKS Union Belize away next round while we are visiting Fiorentino RSM. 3 points for both of the teams are what's expected here. Next round, it would be Raffaello, so that'll be a tough matchup for us, and they'll be playing the unknowns at home. Mickey B then plays the Bots before finishing off the season home against Ladendicht and away to the strongest team in the division, Raffaello C and FC. To see how badly the 2 losses actually impacted our fan mood, we did lose 3 levels from the first loss and another 3 levels from losing at home before regaining another 3 levels from the 6-0 win against BKS Union Belize. Hopefully we can get it all the way topped off before the home match against Raffaello. Now, a good thing to remember in this situation, if you are trying to maximize your income from gate receipts, is to actually focus your efforts on the away matches. It doesn't make sense if you think about it, but the way Hattrick is put together, try to win the away matches if you are trying to maximize gate receipt income. That's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next week and have a great week in Hattrick. Take care. Bye.